There we go. There we go. Had it flipped around. Had to fix it. There we go. Ha ha. Don't do anything with that.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm just push it over. I can see the fish.
Oh, well, okay. Well, turn on the fish if you want to. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we're live on the Wrestle Love channel here on YouTube. Hi, I am Jonathan John Fun Miller. This is the big a-hole. Austin Honecker.
Yep.
We've got some AEW All Out reviews and results because we just finished watching the pay-per-view. The media scrum is going on now, so if you're watching that, great. If you're watching us here or see this later, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. But let's go to 0 Hour. Austin, take us away.
Okay. For the pre-show, it was the Acclaimed, who are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, versus the Iron Savages, which are Bronson and Boulder. It was a good match for what it was. Now, the ending to it, the Acclaimed went over because Anthony Bowens pinned Bronson with the Arrival mic drop combination from Anthony Bowens and Max Caster.
All right. It was a solid, exciting opener. In fact, all the matches on the 0 Hour are fairly fast-paced and exciting. So that's one of the things I can say as we review these. I can say that for all, was it 3 or 4 matches? We had four matches. 4 matches on the 0 Hour. All of them were just seemed very fast-paced and action-packed. So for this to be the opener on the 0 Hour, really, really good. And it really set the tone for the hour of action we had. So, on to the next match, the number 2 match on the 0 Hour.
Okay. The match 2 was Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Hologram versus the Premier Athletes, who are Tony Nese, Arya Daivari, and Josh Woods. Awesome match. The ending to it, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Hologram went over because Dustin Rhodes pinned Josh Woods with the final reckoning.
Once again, another exciting match. The repackaging of the Iron
Savages.
Repackaging the Iron Savages from Bear Country. I think it helps. They seem to have. I think it's helped them improve their characters. Even though I'm not sure if the booby thing will get over. I don't know. It's funny, but I don't know. The Sesame Daddy thing got over, but I don't know about their shtick, so we'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Anyways, fairly fast-paced match, just like the previous one, and good match. Just a good match all around.
Okay, and match 3, it was the Bang Bang Gang, who are Juice Robinson and Colton and Austin Gunn, versus the Dark Order, who were Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. Solid match. The ending to it, the Bang Bang Gang went over because Juice Robinson pinned Evil Uno with the Juices Loose.
The one thing that I noticed about this match is Evil Uno looks like he's doing a throwback to the Mankind character, which is I love.
Yep.
And it's okay with me because it reminds me of it's
the suit and everything.
Yeah, the suit and everything. It's goofy, but it's cool too. Dark Order losing. Yeah, they right now the Dark Order's. Dark Order's been around since AEW started 5 years ago.
2019.
Yeah, they've been around since about 3-6 months in, and there's only 3 members now. So, it used to be like 10 members, and I don't know. It may continue to stay around. It may get, you never know what's going to happen in wrestling, so it may stick around and they keep winning, losing on and off. Never know. But it was. I think the what is it, United Kingdom? Kingdom. What was it? Or no, who's what was the match?
It was the Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang. Okay, the Bang. I think the Bang Bang Gang going over and winning the match was keeps their momentum going. Maybe well, there goes the light. I need to charge that up. I think it keeps their momentum going in the division. In this, like they may challenge for like the 6-man titles again at some point. I think it keeps them ready for that.
Okay.
And then the next match is what I accidentally just mentioned. So keep going. The fourth match.
Yeah. Okay. And match 4, it was the Undisputed Kingdom, who are Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett versus Action Andretti and Top Flight, who are Dante and Darius Martin, versus the Beast Mordos and Shane Taylor Promotions, who are Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor. Awesome match. It was the best match on the pre-show, honestly, even though all the others were awesome. But the ending to this match, the Undisputed Kingdom went over because the Beast Mordos was going for a power bomb on Action Andretti, but Roderick Strong came out of nowhere with a knee strike and pinned Action Andretti for the victory.
I also agree with this one. I think this keeps Undisputed Kingdom looking good in the 6-man division and as a team. So I don't mind them winning, and it was once again just like all the other matches on the 0 hour, just totally action packed. All of the 0 hour matches were just, I wouldn't say thrilling, but they definitely really got you kind of excited for what was coming up for the pay-per-view. So that's the 0 hour. Time to go to All Out 2024 AEW Chicago, Illinois. Our opening matchup was, take it away, Austin.
Okay, for the main show, for match 1, it was MJF versus Daniel Garcia. Awesome match. The build up to it was amazing, but the ending to it, MJF went over with a low blow.
This is classic MJF. This is the MJF you love to hate, because when he left and took time off, he was kind of he was the quote favorite scumbag. So you love to love him and also call him a scumbag, but that has gone away because of well, he wanted to go back to his original character, and so he's done that with Daniel Garcia, and the Daniel Garcia thing is not over. From what we can tell, also even watching the match, it was a very intense match.
Yep.
I mean, it really did set the tone for the night.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that whenever I was watching it with Austin, and Austin was just man, he's like, man, this match is really, really good, and it was. The low blow, I think, shocked Austin. For me, I was like, that's MJF. He will win at all costs. It's what he does. He leaves no stone unturned. This guy, as a professional wrestling character, is untouchable. I mean, really, I don't know who can really touch what he's doing. It did have blood. Which I was like, I kind of complained about it. I was like, blood already? Because I knew it was going to be a brutal night. Mm-hmm. But then several matches still ended up having blood too. And it was just like, I was like, it's just going to, and it wasn't a lot of blood. It wasn't like gushers or anything, but there was still blood throughout the night, and including Daniel Garcia. But after the match, Daniel Garcia got a little bit of revenge right then and there. By he thought, and he knew Max was going to do something to him, so he pulled Max in. They shook hands, and Max tried to get him with a kick, and he was like, "Oh nope, you're not getting me this time," and he dropped him. He dropped Max. So I think it was a really, really good opener for that pay-per-view.
I agree. Match 2, it was the Young Bucks, who were Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, versus the Blackpool Combat Club, who are Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, for the AEW Tag Team titles. Now, it was a good match for what it was. Didn't really have no build up to it. It was just a match that was put together. But the ending to it, the Young Bucks went over and retained the AEW Tag Team titles because Matthew Jackson pinned Wheeler Yuta with a roll up.
Yeah. Basically, Austin summed it up. It was not much. There wasn't much build up to it. I think it was just to kind of get the tag titles on the card. There's already a lot of titles that weren't defended on this card, which I understand.
Because it was a two weeks from All In.
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks ago that All In happened in Wembley Stadium. There was a lot. That was a big, humongous show. Even though Chicago All Out was a pretty good follow up act 2 weeks later. It's still they had most of the ROH stuff wasn't on the card. It was basically all AEW stuff because it was an AEW card. So it was the match was good, but it wasn't anything to be like super excited about. Young Bucks retain. So
okay. Match 3, it was Match 3, it was Will Ospreay versus Pac for the AEW International title. Now, this was an awesome match, but it had a lot of gymnastics to it. But what do you expect? Because Will Ospreay and Pac for their styles and everything. But the match was awesome itself, and the ending to it, Will Ospreay went over and retained the AEW International title with the Hidden Blade.
Like Austin said, there was a lot of flippy-do stuff, but that happens with Will Ospreay and Pac. But it was a highly entertaining match. It was just like this is once again, I know I've used action-packed several times already, but this was just action on top of action, on top of flippy, on top of just move after move after move after move type stuff. And sometimes the momentum would shift to one wrestler or the other, but it was a good defense, good title defense for Ospreay. He called out Ricochet afterwards. I think Ricochet and Ospreay will be good too in AEW. So, but that being said, I think Ospreay's where he needs to be, and there's more stuff coming down the line for Pac, which we'll mention in just a few minutes.
Okay. I agree. Okay. Match 4, it was Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale in a Chicago street fight. Now, the build-up to this match was awesome, and the match itself was brutal, and for two women to be in a street fight like that, it was awesome. Now, the ending to it, Chris Statlander went over with a crossface by a crossface with a chain.
This was a street fight. This went a little. It went a little bit of everywhere. It had a lot of action, a lot of excitement. The brutality for a women's match. They went through tables. They broke out chains. They broke out chairs. But the finish saw Statlander getting Willow Nightingale in a cross-face type maneuver and then wrapping the chain around her head and pulling it back. And I was like, there's no way she's not getting, and I was like, there's no way she's getting out of that. And she, sure enough, she didn't even tap. She apparently looked like
she passed out.
Either passed out or gave up, and the ref called the match. So that's what it was. I didn't think Willow was going to win because the Statlander character right now is really hardcore, edgy, just mean, which I get it. It's been a while. I don't think she's been a heel in AEW till now, so I get it. She's a very dark character right now. So,
yep.
That happened. I think overall, it was a very exciting match.
Okay. Match 5, it was Kazuchika Okada versus Orange Cassidy versus Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe in a fatal 4-way match for the AEW Continental title. The match was awesome. Didn't really have much of a build up to it because it had 3 qualifying matches that led up to it, and Orange Cassidy, Konosuke Takeshita, and Mark Briscoe advanced. And now, like I said, the match was awesome itself, but the ending to it, Kazuchika Okada went over and retained the AEW Continental title because Kazuchika Okada pinned Orange Cassidy with the Rainmaker.
It was a good 4-way. 4-ways tend to be a little bit of a mess to watch, but they did pretty good to interchange all the action. So, and Okada keeping the title, fine with that. Once again, a lot of people don't believe Okada needs to be in the elite. I agree with that. I think he needs to be a standalone character. I don't think he should be doing the stuff with the Bucks, but that's what they wanted to do. So whatever. I think there's more. I think there's better things to come for Okada.
Okay. Match 6, it was Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW TBS title. Now, there wasn't too much build up to this. It was kind of added on as well, but they were building it up for Camille to be banned from ringside. And that happened because Camille did not interfere in this match. But, the match was awesome. But like I said, Camille was backstage. And by the rules, Camille did not interfere. Mercedes Moné went at it alone. But, they both had an awesome showing. Mercedes Moné and Hikaru Shida did. But the ending to it, Mercedes Moné went over and retained the AEW TBS title with the Moneymaker.
Shida had a really good showing, and this has probably been Mercedes' best match in the company. A lot of people have been kind of giving her
Criticizing her.
Yeah, criticizing her for the way she wrestles, and I think this was probably her best showing in the time she's been with AEW. So hats off to
Mercedes Moné.
Hats off to Mercedes Moné, but hats off to Shida too for being able to get something decent out of her, even though she still can't. She still doesn't hit that moneymaker real well, but oh well.
She'll get better on it.
It's a gory special into a DDT, so
yeah, but
it's still a little off, but whatever.
She'll get better with it though.
Good match, not a great match, but good match.
Okay, match 7, it was Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry for the AEW World Title. Awesome match. But this didn't have much build up to it either. This was just added on as well. But both Bryan Danielson and Jack Perry had a good showing in it. Both terrific athletes and wrestlers. But the ending to the match, Bryan Danielson went over and retained the AEW World Title with the Busaiku knee.
Okay, so the match itself was crazy, absurd, exciting. It has everything you want in a world title match. It was the Bucks tried to help, but they got run off.
Mm-hmm.
All types of stuff happened, and Danielson retains. I think it was the right. I think it's the right call. I think this needs to go on at least 6 months a year. For Danielson, and then he can
retire.
He can either retire or be a part-time wrestler or whatever he wants to do, because he's put over 20 years into the wrestling business, and he wants to be able to raises kids, and I get that. I understand him being a family man.
Yeah.
But so before we jump to the next match, there is some stuff that happened after this match we want to mention.
Yep.
So Daniel is celebrating, and about the time he's celebrating,
Kill switch.
shows up and knocks him over, and about that time Christian makes his way out, but he is stopped by John Moxley and then the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. Christian runs off, which apparently he must not look back, or I think he would have came back out,
Yeah.
which is hilarious because I was like, oh, apparently so. It would have been. I think it would have been a bigger thing if things would have played out differently. But still, so Moxley gets in the ring. You know, Cesaro, Yuta, almost all of them get in the ring, and Moxley hugs Danielson. And then Claudio hugs Danielson and gives him an uppercut, and Danielson has that look of like, "What did you just do to me?" And then they start attacking him. So Pac holds back Yuta, and Moxley strangles Danielson with a plastic bag.
Yep.
Which the Chicago crowd quickly started chanting about a minute in, "This is murder," which I don't disagree. This was attempted murder.
Yes.
This was a bit.
It looks like a shoot.
This was a bit extreme.
It's the wrong way to choke somebody out.
This was a bit extreme. Even the announcers said it was a bit extreme.
Yeah.
I get it.
JR said JR didn't like it.
In the world of wrestling, this was really pushing the edge, okay?
Right.
That's all
I didn't like it either.
Okay, my dad didn't like it. He's an 80-year-old man. He may yell at a cloud occasionally, but trust me, he's very sensible about things he likes and things he doesn't like.
Yep.
And if he doesn't like it, that's kind of pushing it. That's really of pushing what you can do. I'm not complaining, but I am saying it definitely
didn't need to happen.
They could have went a little bit differently creatively with what they wanted to do to take out
Brian
Danielson before they it was a little, like I said, a little disturbing.
Yeah.
But the next match, it led into the next match, which, you go ahead.
I'm interested to see where they're going to go with Wheeler Yuta, since Wheeler Yuta tended to Brian Danielson after the attack. I'm looking to see if Wheeler Yuta is going to either get kicked out of the Blackpool Combat Club, or if he's going to remain and like play mind games and turn heel with them. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so that led us into this was considered a double main event. The main event was Danielson /
next match.
Wait, the main event was it was considered a double main event, but the main event was considered Danielson and Jack Perry. So once they started leading into the following match. The following match it was a main event too, but it was unsanctioned.
Yep.
So you explain why it was unsanctioned.
It was unsanctioned. Match 8, it was Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland in a lights out steel cage match.
There we go. That's why it was unsanctioned. It was a lights out match.
And now this was an awesome match. Bit extreme, but
not as extreme as the bag.
Yeah, but the build up to it was amazing. I really enjoyed the build up, and the match itself, it was a little extreme. It was awesome, but it was a little extreme. I was not a fan of Hangman Page sticking the needle in Swerve Strickland's mouth. That's what I was not a fan of. But and I love hardcore wrestling, even all types of wrestling. But that right there, I felt I was a little uncomfortable with the needle. But the ending to it, Hangman Page went over by knockout because Hangman Page struck Swerve Strickland in the head with a steel chair, and the referee called for the bell, and the match was over.
This was a long match. Yeah, there was a ridiculous amount of things. There was barbed wire. There was a table. There was a cinder block which uh, scraped up Hangman's back.
And
And
Swerve's back.
it wasn't as bad as on Swerve's back, but you could see where he scraped down the back of the cinder block because they showed it right after it happened. Uh, the match started slightly before the bell rang, even though it was a lights out match, they had a bell ring, and the cage started coming down. They initially almost got squashed by the cage, but Prince Donna pushed them in before the cage got all the way down. There was something wrong with the cage right as it started.
Yep.
It got stuck for like 30 seconds, a minute, and the crew had to work on one side of it, but they got it fixed and got it down. Uh, like Austin said, the needle, I've never seen a needle used in a hypodermic needle used in a wrestling match, and in a way that it was where
It was wrong.
it was. Did he start going to dentist school with Dr. Britt Baker?
That's right.
He stuck the freaking hypodermic needle in
Oh,
his mouth.
damn.
Uh, but the shot, the kill shot was the chair to the head,
That's
which
right. Well,
which most of the time
knocked him out.
which most of the time you don't even see a shot to the head from a steel chair anymore. So for it to be the finish, I was okay with that. The lead up to it,
It broke the chair.
it broke the chair, and the lead up to it was that needle thing. And I'm not even sure what. I don't know if it was meant to be Novocaine or a sedative or what,
Well,
or some kind of drug. I'm not sure what the deal
was
was
wrong.
with that. All I know is it did give an interesting visual.
No,
It was an uncomfortable visual, which Austin agrees with, my dad agrees with, I agree. It was rather uncomfortable to watch, just like the plastic bag. But it wasn't as bad as the plastic bag because they didn't draw it
Yeah.
out as long as the plastic bag. It was only on the screen for like maybe 30 seconds.
Yep.
And then the
Yeah.
chair shot happened. So they quickly removed it from his mouth, but the visual was just absurd on it. I don't know what else to say about it other than it was a lights out match.
Right.
I can see why it was unsanctioned. It was absurd.
Yep.
This was absurd. Um, Hangman winning, okay. Swerve's been hot even though he lost the title. But him, I mean, the lead up, the build up to this match was Hangman burnt down his house. I mean, that's on top of Chicago chanting "This is murder."
yes, it is.
That's called arson. So we're committing crimes in
Terrible.
AEW right now.
Yeah.
And just watching AEW, they're committing all types of crimes
That's
right
right.
now. It's fine. It's just fine. No one's getting arrested.
Well, their feud started before Hangman burned the house.
Yes. It started back before Hangman left, and he came back and said, "Look, you guys have been cheering the wrong person." And well, even though Chicago really liked, by the end of the match, kind of really liked Hangman. So I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to see where everything goes from here. It was overall, I think the pay-per-view was extremely good. It was a really good follow-up from All In 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be interested to see what happens with the Blackpool Combat Club, like Austin said. Where Royal Yuta ends up actually falling out, stands with Brian, or actually ends up turning later. One thing we forgot to mention, the AEW Women's Champion was on the pre-show and did a promo. But it was, Mariah May came out and interrupted Sky Blue, who's been injured.
Yep.
And she said, "Hey, well, look, I hope you're recovering." And then she attacked her. But luckily, Queen Amanada made the save. And it looks like we're going to get the babyface Sky Blue back when she recovers from her broken leg, broken foot, broken something.
Yeah.
So,
Her broken foot, her broken ankle.
Broken ankle.
So with that, with everything, what do you got, Austin?
Off for the main show, Renee Paquette interviewed Will Ospreay, and
I mentioned that.
I didn't think I
I
didn't.
said he called. I said he called out Ricochet.
Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For folks, Austin suffers from short-term memory. We're working on it though. But anyways, so what else do you have? I think overall was a good show. What do you feel?
Oh, it was 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I can't go 10 out of 10. I think it was like 9 out of 10 for me. There were a few like little stuff that kind of didn't bother me, but it just kind of took me out of the moment for a little bit. But 9 out of 10 for me. So 10 out of 10 for Austin. But this has been your
and Dad. What would you?
I
rate
liked it.
Dad watched it. Dad loves it. Dad
I
thinks.
didn't throw up too many times.
Okay.
Dad, what would you rate it, Dad?
I'd say about a 10.
Okay.
He
Because
thinks
it's
10
very,
out.
it was very entertaining. That's what it is. It's entertainment.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
And we will. And
It's not murder. It's not murder.
And-
It's entertainment.
well, everyone, we'll be back on here October 5th for WWE Bad Blood.
Bad Blood, October 5th. I'll actually post it up as as a live instead of waiting until the day of the live to do it. But I think I'm gonna kick this over to the media scrum, and we're gonna see what's going on in the media scrum. And Austin, you want to wrap it up? We're gonna.
Well,
I was entertained.
just like he said, we're gonna wrap it up. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.
Peace out, Austin Honecker, Pro Wrestling Guy, 1995 on Instagram. John Fun, we're here on the Wrestle Up channel. Later.
Later.
Good.
Let's see when that'll be. That'll be a month of what? That'll be a. Hold on. 1, 2. That'll be 3 weeks away. 3 weeks until Bad Blood.